feel like witches are sedentary and wizards are migratory. A witch has a home, a cauldron, herbs. You go to them with your problem. A wizard wanders, disappears, shows up at inconvenient times to fix nothing. Am I making sense? But what about the wizard's tower? Definite nesting behavior. Some good theories in the notes, but I choose to believe those are made by a village or perhaps king as an artificial home to attract and keep a wizard, like a beehive, while artificially built towers do attract wild wizards. A wizard will naturally build their own tower as they enter the later stage of their life cycle. For the first couple hundred years of their lives, wizards are extremely mobile and may travel almost anywhere in the world or even beyond. A tower usually begins as a workshop which the wizard returns to during their migration in order to store trinkets and artifacts which they collect during their travels. As the collection outgrows the available space in the workshop, a combination of the concentration of volatile magical energy and the wizard's natural desire to build secret passageways causes them to begin expanding the workshop. This usually starts with basic, bigger on the inside, magic, but due to constraints around energy usage for sustained large-scale space-time warping, they will eventually turn to more traditional methods of building. There are some documented cases of wizards whose workshops expanded outward instead of upwards, resulting in labyrinth structures rather than the more traditional tower. It is still unclear what environmental pressure causes these divergent structures. As the wizard ages and their exploratory phase winds down their travels, we'll focus on a progressively more narrow subset of arcane knowledge until they find one secret of the universe complex enough to prompt their transition into the final stage of the wizard lifestyle. By this point, they will almost certainly have a fully fledged tower or have settled into one they've found already existing. Their desire to travel is generally severely reduced by this point, and outside of quests to discover certain highly specific items related to their studies, it's possible that they might not leave their tower for months or years at a time. In some cases, they may begin this phase several times if the secret they started pursuing is less challenging or less fundamental to the operations of the universe than expected. When they do find their final subject of study and find the answers they sought, they will finally reach the end of the wizard life cycle, either via death caused by hubris, merging with a larger consciousness, ascendance to a different plane or to godhood, or metamorphosis into a lich. Other wizards may sometimes occupy the abandoned towers of a former wizard, but most will move on in order to build their own before entering into later stages. Very rarely, a particularly social variety of wizard may build several connected towers and share resources. These are called schools, and over time they will tend to attract a large number of younger and weaker wizards seeking shelter. Absolutely brilliant analysis of wizards and their migratory patterns through the ages. I can personally verify that this is accurate, and you may now consider this properly peer-reviewed and accepted.